with Jason here, who wrote a book called Trident.
Yeah.
Right? Navy SEAL. I can't even tell you his story like he can tell you his story. But you too. But he has something, a saying called "Get off the X."
That's right.
Right? And could you just give us a little bit? I mean, this is so critical in your business and in your life, right?
Absolutely.
Can you give us just a little taste of what that means?
Yeah, so get off the X is a term that comes from the military, and it relates to in an ambush or in any kind of attack situation. The X is the point of attack. And whether you are on the X, like I got ambushed, or you are trying to deliver a blow to the enemy on the X, the goal is to try and overwhelm them and pin them on the X. And the interesting thing is, I've worked with all these different people that are in what I call life ambushes, whether they're in a mental ambush where they're spiraling down inside their own head, or they're in a schedule disruption, they're in a major ambush, they get stuck on the X. So in order to survive any kind of ambush, you have to get off the X.
That's so key. And you know, it could, like you said, it could be, I mean, we come across X situations, crossword situations all the time.
Yeah.
And you know, you get, I mean, most people just kind of like get stuck in it and stay there, right?
They do. It's like quicksand. The longer you stay on it, the easier it is to get pulled further and further down and to stay stuck.
Now he has just out of your mind kind of example of the X, and like I said, you have to come hear him speak, and he'll give you, he'll explain that to you. But can you give us another example of in life of what being on the X is? I mean, his example was like you couldn't even see it in a movie. So.
I had a real life example is in my prior business, we got involved in a lawsuit. It was a deal that had some egos that got involved, and not a contract. It was a handshake deal that went south, and it was bad. And dealing with that, I was stuck on the X for a little while. And even though, I learned these things, but I realized I had to take a step back and go, dude, you've got to move forward. You've got to get out of this. Because it's easy to do when we're struggling, when we're caught in the storm. It's easy to stay in the storm because you can't see the fact that if you walked 2 steps away, you'd be out of the storm clouds.
Right.
And this is where it's so important to build that team around you and, surround yourself with the good people who, in those moments, in those life ambushes, they have the ability to help you say, hey man, take those 2 steps back. You're out of the ambush. You got clarity again. Let's move forward.
That's key, right? Being around those key people. It could be people in your family. It doesn't have to be, the business guru. And the other thing is that if you know what the X is, maybe now you can begin to avoid being on the X. Like, people work themselves to death and do all kinds of things in life, and then you wake up and it's like all you have is money. Yep. That's a really bad X to be on.
A friend of mine described it really well. He said the X is anything that slows you down or distracts you from moving forward. So the X can actually be positive things in your life, or let me rephrase that, things that make you happy, but they're not moving you towards your goals. So in the younger generations, I see a lot of kids that play a lot of video games. I mean, that could be the X for them. They may have a goal to move forward in their life, but they're spending tons of time playing video games. I mean, that's just one example.
Right.
So the X can be anything that stops you from moving forward.
All right. Check it out. Check him out on IG. Make sure you get his book. Facebook too.
Boom.
Boom. There it is, my man.